Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to week 4. I'm Connie, if you don't know me yet. I'm very happy you're here. We are in the middle of our startup class, and the goal is that you're going to take these foundational lessons and pass it on to the next person. So I hope you've already started equipping the next person with what you are doing so far. I just filled my diffuser with belief oil. As we know, the oils do have an effect on the environment to create some good brain power for us and strong, confident emotions. And I also just put on some inner child. And I don't know about you, but I use these little affirmation cards from discoverlsp.com. And this one's inner child, and I'm going to read it to you. It says, I am connected to my inner guidance and feel free to let life unfold. The reason I love that affirmation is because sometimes we have to surrender into how we thought our life should be, because we all want to control it, right? And we need to allow it to become what is trying to work its way into our consciousness. And sometimes we don't even know what that is until we surrender and let it go. So I think inner child is an appropriate oil to start this evening, because we're going to start pulling what we've learned so far together and now really make it happen as we move forward. So I want to review. So far, we have looked at our stories. And our stories, as you know, is our foundation. And we all have heard the saying, facts tell, stories sell. And it's our passionate stories that are going to make a difference to others. They're the most powerful tool. Your story is the most powerful tool you will have in your business. Now, we also talk about third-party tools, which we use to prospect and to train, but it's your story that's going to attract people to your business. So we want to captivate them, we want to compel them, and we want to bring them value through our stories. So we want to connect for them. We want to make them compelling. So that story is very, very important. So as you review your story, make sure it's compelling them to say, hey, what are the 3 steps? What are the 4 actions that you have to take? Remember? And then also remember to always say what you are determined to do. I am determined to help 10,000 households create a toxic-free home. I'm determined to find 100 women and talk about financial security. Whatever it is, but tell them what you're determined to do. And remember, we want to incorporate our product story with our business story. But don't talk about how much money you can make. Yes, we share this income disclosure, and that's enough. You can show them this is what we make. But remember what we said is over here. You want to connect these values to something that's important. For example, this senior star, the average senior star makes $2,800 a year. Connect that to, hey, this business has helped me pay off credit card debt. It's helping so many families pay off credit card debt. Do you think people would relate to that? Everybody's thinking about that right now. Executive, the average executive is $6,000. Maybe connect that to, hey, my business is helping us finally take a family vacation without any worries. And we're able to splurge on the kids or splurge for a spa treatment, but connect it for whoever you're talking to. And so it's not the dollar amount, it's what that business has done for you to change your lifestyle. And then just know that people are longing for lifestyle. So for example, I was a teacher. I loved my life. It was awesome, but I yearned to do more. And so talk about that as you visit with others. So our stories, that was the first thing we went through. The second thing we talked about was how to do an effective class. And remember now, we have to duplicate. And hold on just a second, I gotta reach across my desk. We talked about a class, and I had this cool little launch kit, which we talked about. But inside that launch kit, when you help somebody start to launch their business, it has 5 little field books. Remember, this is your script. This duplicates. If you show someone how you use this and just talk through it like your script, and then tell your own stories alongside of what's in here, that's easy for the next person to do. Remember, the person doesn't have to commit to a big-time business. Remember, if they use the product and they love the product, they can just give recommendations. They don't have to do a big-time business if they don't want to. But recommendations is a very wonderful thing for anyone to do. So show them how to easily share with others. And that will really set the pace of your business. And then we talked about follow-up, and I want to talk about that in a minute, but first let me ask you a question. How many of you have had your first one-on-one or your first kitchen table talk if you've been a brand new invited guest here? How many of you have had that? Awesome. So let me just say, Miranda, what's your experience so far? I unmuted you. Go ahead.
So I've mostly hosted little sessions at my house where we just eat some good food together. We drink some tea, and then I just share about what I love about the oils and what I've learned so far with Young Living. And then I've also just done one-on-one with people too, like at a coffee shop, and they can ask more questions. I can introduce more of my favorite products that I've tried that they haven't tried. So.
Well done. Now, did you use your book so it duplicates so you can show them?
I just learned about these sessions, so I had no idea they even existed.
Okay, but you've got started, and I love that. You jumped in and you shared about the products you love. And notice she said, I shared about the products that I have tried and really appreciated. That is how we do the business. Use the products, recommend the products we truly believe in, and then invite others to try them or to come to a class or to set up an account. So Miranda, well done. I'm very proud of you that you jumped in without even having a script yet. That's super cool. Okay, Sarah, what was your experience?
I actually had a phone call with somebody and did the same thing. At that time, I had just learned about the book. However, the person I was talking to didn't have her book yet, so I just walked her through a condensed version because I didn't want to overwhelm her without being able to follow along. But I did the same as Miranda, and I shared very excitedly what I have been using, and you could tell that she was excited. And I actually got her son, who said, "God, you know, she just wanted to hear about him, and now it's all the rave, and I keep hearing about him." So I have a follow-up that I need to talk to her again. But she was super excited, probably because I was super excited.
They feel our passion. Well done, Sarah. That's so awesome. And notice Sarah said she's going to follow up again, because remember, prospects don't instantly sign up. You know, we have to court them and tell them additional information, because what we're doing is we have to give value. And there's a saying here that cost is only a concern in the absence of value. So if someone isn't quite ready yet, that means they just don't have enough value or the connection how it gives value to them yet. So well done, Sarah. You're her, you're dripping on her, she's excited. You're leading her to that decision. So well done. I'm so proud of you guys. That's super cool. So that's the second thing we went through, was how to have a class or a one-on-one, because now look, Miranda and Sarah are off and running already because they have a foundation. And Sarah, I love that she said, hey, I just did a condensed version. So she used this kind of as her script to walk through. Well done. And Miranda, again, you modeled, you just jump in when you don't have the tools yet. So well done, both of you. The third week, we went over follow-up. And remember, we had a different word for that follow-up. We want to make sure that you call it new customer orientation, because I think that helps you take the responsibility that if you're the enroller, you have a responsibility to orientate them to the whole range of products for the young living lifestyle. So you want to make sure that you groom them to go from oils to supplements to the healing home. Or maybe you start with the healthy home and then you go into the oils and then the supplements. Whatever order you choose, there's 3 starter kits to choose from, and now there's a 4th for those that want to start with the makeup. But those are the lifestyle choices that people have to make. Remember the importance of that follow-up. So as you're training your next person, maybe keep the recording link so that you can help them do good follow-up with your own mentoring and equipping. Before we go on to tonight's topic, I do want to make a differentiation. I've said this before, but I just want to make sure that we all know follow-up is different than campaigns. So many of you now, after your 3 to 4 weeks of good new customer orientation, some maybe will choose maybe a monthly newsletter or maybe a quarterly newsletter as just a continued follow-up. That's awesome. But there's something called campaigns, and those are different. Campaigns target a specific statistics you're trying to work on. So let's say that I've enrolled 10 people, and 5 of them are on Essential Rewards, but 5 of them are not on Essential Rewards. I want to target those 5 that aren't there yet. And so I'm going to do a very specific campaign to give them more value. Maybe give them a little more sampling. Maybe connect a little bit more value specific to them. Maybe they're animal lovers, or maybe it's a men's, they want the men's products or something. So that's a very specific statistic I'm working for in a very specific target market. Because what I want to do is change my 50% Essential Rewards to 75% Essential Rewards, or why not go for the 100%, right? But let's say I'm moving that to 75%. Now I know my campaign worked because I moved that statistic. Another example of a campaign, for example, I want to appreciate my leaders. So I just sent out some packages targeting leaders for no other reason than gratitude. And sometimes that's okay just for the sake of gratitude. But most of the time, a campaign is for a specific statistic. So last month, I did my unilevel, because December's always kind of a sleepy month. And so I wanted to start working on my unilevel to get some motion going for January and February. So I targeted my unilevel because I wanted to see if I could get some growth there. Unilevel stays pretty steady over the years, but I wanted to create more people sharing so it builds wider, which is conducive to more sustainability. So I just wanted, you don't need to know that now as new startups, but I'm just telling you because you're going to hear us on the Entrepreneurial Facebook group talk about campaigns, and I don't want you to get that mixed up with good follow-up, okay? So just know that campaigns work on a specific number, like a specific business number that you want to work on. Does that make sense, everybody? Can you give me a thumbs up or shake? Yeah, okay. So that's our review. Now let's talk business. So week 4 now, we need to start pulling this foundation together. So we want to talk business. So as we're out in the community now, we are out there prospecting. Now a couple weeks ago, we talked a little bit about inviting people, but now we want to talk about prospecting. If you go on the Entrepreneurial Facebook group, we did a lesson on prospecting this week. And the easiest way I have found to prospect is to loan out books. It's so easy and it's so effective because you don't have to be the expert. But what you do need to do is write a personal note and again, use your story and make sure you have a line in there, I am determined to, whatever that is, and put that in the book that you loan out. I think one of the easiest ones to loan out is the Aroma Clean book because it has a little bit about the home, a little bit about cleansing, and a little bit about digestive health. And then it goes into how do I afford it. So it kind of gives this nice little overview. So if I put my personal note in there, and you can do it however you like, but I say something about, you know, your digestive system is very important. That's where your metabolism takes place. So either that your food goes to energy or it goes to belly fat. So you might want to know something about that. And also it's the foundation of our immune system. So a healthy gut means a healthy body. And then also for everyone to know that's where our estrogens are metabolized. So we want to have a good, healthy gut to get those estrogens out of our body so that they don't reabsorb. And so I am determined to make sure that every woman in my community knows about good digestion. So you can then give a clear call to action to what you want them to do. So maybe you're having a class, or maybe you're inviting them to coffee, or maybe you're going to meet after work or something like that. But go to the Facebook group, and I gave you a little script that you can use or copy if you choose. But now you're out in the community and you're loaning out books. You're telling your story now and what you're determined to do. So as you're doing this, I talk about a 100-card challenge. So if I'm loaning my books out, you're putting your business card in there too. If you loan out books and get them back, loan out books and get them back, loan out books and get them back, and you go through a 100-card challenge, do you think you're going to have some new people interested in the oils? And what's cool about loaning books out, it's so it's just so easy to do. People don't get hung up on anything. They go, oh, cool, and they look it over. It's just a very welcoming way to just have people take a look. Some people say no, some people say yes, but it's a very welcoming way and easy way to get people interested. But make sure you tell your story. Also, communicating the value. Those books allow you then to have a conversation about the value. Now remember what we said, the value is how have the products benefited you, or how has the business benefited you? Now, even though I talk to product users every day, I mention my business. So for example, if I'm saying that, so passionate about people understanding the value of a healing home. It affects cognitive function. It affects hormone balance. It affects our productivity, you know? So if you want a sure way to reduce stress and increase productivity, take a look at this. I am determined to get 100 women knowing about this in the next 90 days. Let me know if this makes sense to you, and come on, let's do it together. So tell your story, but then I'll say, I've gotten so passionate about this business. This has become my business. I resigned from teaching early because I couldn't help myself. I was so passionate about this, and I just knew that I needed to spread this message because it's an urgent message. So now at least you're telling people this is your business. You've created a thriving business. This business allowed you to do something. Now, it allowed me to resign from teaching early, but for you, if you're just starting, say, it's allowed me to pay down debt. It's allowed me to pay off some credit cards. It's allowed me to take an extra vacation. It's allowed me to donate to my church more, or whatever it is for you. Share what this business is doing for you. And if you're just starting and you made, let's say you made $50, and now remember, Young Living gave you $25 flat rate to put back into your customer, right? And you made 25%. This business is allowing you to do something with that $25. Is it allowing you to take your friend out to lunch? Is it allowing you to put it in the bank? Is it allowing you to do something with it? Even if you're just starting, be passionate with what this business is doing for you, and you're going to draw people to you. Talk about this too. This really helped me. I said, I'm a teacher by trade. I work full-time and I'm passionate about teaching, but I am working part-time on my future, and I'm creating a thriving small business, teaching people how the 3 steps to create a healing home. And it's making a difference to children and cognitive function and women and productivity and multitasking. So share your passion for what this business is doing, and also share your conviction with whatever you're moving towards. So now you've been talking in the community, you've been loaning out books, people are interested, and somebody comes up to you and says, I want to do this business with you. Now, what do? Is it deer in the headlights? Woo! What do? You take a deep breath and you say, this is awesome. You're gonna love this. It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. How do you do this business? You use the products you truly love and believe in. You recommend the products you truly love and believe in. And then you simply invite people to set up their own account, or maybe they want to know more information. Is that something you think you can do? So, more than likely, that sounds pretty easy. Are they going to run away? No, it sounds easy, right? Are they going to be thinking in their head, I think I can do that? What do you think? Okay, so now the next thing that happens, though, sometimes people scare them away because they go, oh, well, now you got to get 15 books and you got to go to this event and you got to read 14 pages by next week. No, no, they just said they wanted to do the business. So it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. Take a breath. Now, here's what we do. We say, so let me do this. Before we do any big, business training, let's just show how easy it is. So I just shared with you it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. But let me grab a launch kit for you, and I'll show you what's inside. And I'm going to show you this little book right here. It's just an easy little book that you can share. And I'm going to help you come and partner beside you and help you enroll your first 5 people. Okay? Enroll 5 people. Do you think you know enough people in the community that maybe 5 are interested in natural things? I hope you're all shaking your head. So notice how I'm making it very calm, very easy. I want to partner with them and hand hold them through this process. So you can do this one-on-one with a friend, or maybe you have 3 people around your kitchen table, or maybe you have a group of 5 people at work that you want to share with after work. Is that something you can do? Okay, and then let me show you how easy this little book is. It walks you through. It says, what are essential oils? Here are the farms. Here's how to use the oils. And then we just go through and share the experiences that you have already had with the oils. And as you walk through these, you're going to share your own experiences with the oils. And then what's cool about this little book is at the end, it has the 3 starter kits that you can choose from. Do you think you would be able to share one-on-one or with a small group with using this as your guide? Okay, awesome. So now, let's say you enrolled your first person, and that first person is Sally. I'm going to go back to our trusty bag, and you're going to, oh, hold on, I took the book out. Hold on just a sec. I was showing somebody today, and I took it out. You're going to give them a welcome book, and you're going to write a little hand note and say, thank you, Sally. I really appreciate you sharing this message with me. It's such an urgent message, and it's fun to have another mom join me in this important cause. Here's a little book I think you're going to enjoy. So we're going to walk through that. Then the next book, and you guys, we went through this last week. I'm not going to go through the whole thing again, but then the following week, now you're going to send Sally the Aroma Home Book, and you're going to put a little note in there and put little Post-its in here of pages you want her to notice. And when you do the little Post-its and you make personal notes, people pay attention. I love going to Target and buying stickers, and you put little heart stickers or little smiley stickers on everything because it makes it like, oh, she really took the time to walk me through this. Okay, so go back to last week to know how to walk through that launch kit, but you get the idea that I want to partner with a new person and literally get them through their first 5 people. Don't just tell them what to do. That would be like me when I was a teacher. I'd say, oh, 5th graders, here's how you do long division. Okay, go do it. No, I have to go around the room and make sure that they can calculate that out before I leave them alone, right? Same thing with you. You have to partner with them and go through those first 5 people so that they know how to do it. Now, I want to share with that person, you wanted to do this business. If this was a Dunn Brothers coffee business, you would have to invest in coffee cups, maybe some paper to write out some ads that, hey, get a free cup of coffee, we're just opening, something like that. So you're going to have to invest a little money. So I'm going to invest $50, and I want you to invest $50 because I went ahead and bought all these books for you to get through and enroll and follow up with your first 5 people. Now, what are they doing now? They're going, $50? So remember, you just bought a business, right? You're using the products you use. If this was a Dunn Brothers franchise, you bought the franchise, but now you got to buy some things to put in the store, right? So we bought, if it's Dunn Brothers, we buy coffee. We're in the oil business, so we just bought some oils. Now we have to, in the coffee business, we have to buy some cups and some paper and ink to make some messages, right? Same thing with the oil business. Now we're going to purchase some little sample things, and we're going to invest in some paper and some ink to share some value. Instead of paper and ink though, I went ahead and got you some books to share so that are printed off beautifully for you. And that's going to be, you're going to invest in $50 because you should believe in yourself. This is a real business. I'm going to invest $50 because I believe in you, because I am committed to you. Come heck or high water, we're going to get your first 5 people enrolled. Now, here's how you're going to make your money back. Young Living is brilliant. In the comp plan, if you run off this comp plan, they're going to give you 25% of your first order. And if it's a starter kit, that's 100 PV. You get 25% of that, which is $25. And you get $25 flat rate to invest back into each and every customer so that you educate them. So you get $50 commission for every starter kit sold. Now, what did I say? I'm committed to 5 people to help you enroll 5 people. You get $50, $50, $50, $50, $50. How much is that? $250. Have you made your $50 back? Yes, and now by doing great follow-up, not only do you have $200 profit, but by you already have all the books you need. You don't have to invest any more. You have this $200 profit that you can purchase more product for yourself to learn more about them, to learn about the lifestyle. And as you invest back into your business, it's going to grow further and further. Now, once you know how to do your 5 people, you're going to reinvest into tools and enroll your next 5 people. Meanwhile, you're going to show one other person how to enroll their first 5 people. And guess what? Young Living is so brilliant again. Because now if I help the next person enroll their 5 people, they're giving me 10% as a thank you. Blows your mind, doesn't it? It is so awesome what they do for us. So you get the 25 flat rate to invest back in them so you don't have to spend any more. You get to keep that 25%. Go have lunch, whatever you want to do, or invest it into more products, which I would do. But that $25 goes back into that person. And now if you help that person start to share, they don't have to do a big business. They just have to love to recommend. Now you get 10% of what they are doing. Isn't that amazing? So you're going to be profitable your first 5 people. But now some people sit back and they take 6 months to do that. Don't do that. Go out and share your passion. You can do it in the first month. Why not? The problem is, let me share with you this. Now, when you enroll your first 5 people, the secret is, again, just be passionate to have them recommend to 5 others. So you don't say, hey, do you want to do a class and we can sign people up and you make some money? No, do not do that. You can say, you obviously love the product and you have found value. Is that true, Sally? She'll probably say, well, yeah, I love the thieves, or I love this, or I love the progestin. Oh, that's so awesome. My goal, I'm so determined to make sure that 100 more women know about this. Would you like to partner with me and just start talking one-on-one with people and get 100 more people understanding the value of this message? How does that sound, guys? So it's all in the language. It's all, remember, if we're focused on them, focused on value, focused on the cause, profits follow service. If you give that service and all your focus is on other people and get it off yourself, you will never feel funny about how amazing this business is. And you will attract a lot of people. Also remind them, going back to the Dunn Brothers Coffee, when they run out of the 5 follow-up books here, when they run out, guess what? If you run out of coffee cups and coffee at Dunn Brothers, you got to buy more coffee cups or you won't have any more sales. So you got to, now you have to teach them to go to discoverlsp.com and invest in the next 5. Now remember to tell them 5 people is $250. They're going to reinvest $50 back into these people. Actually, you should be going 25, 25, 25, 25, 25. But if you buy the books in bulk, you actually save more money. So if you buy them ahead, you're going to have more profit. So Young Living gives you 25, but if you buy in bulk, you get a better price and then you have more money in your pocket. Super cool. So now we back to Sally. She says, I want to do this business. Yes, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3, Sally. We use the product, just use the product. Recommend what you really believe in, and then invite people to set up their own account. And then you want to educate. Young Living gives you $25 for every starter kit to invest back into that person. So you don't have to spend any of your own money. You invest the money Young Living gives you back into those people. So Sally, where do you work? Do you have colleagues that are kind of interested in getting healthy? Do you have people with kids at work? Do you take your kids to sports? Do you sit in the stands with people? Let's write some names down. Okay, and you help her start her list of of the people that she knows that she may want to chat with. And this is what's fun, because does everybody know what a chicken list is? A chicken list are the people you write down on the list and you're afraid to talk to. You're afraid they're going to think you're stupid, or you're afraid they're going to think you're in one of those kind of businesses. So write those names down, and that's where sharing a book makes it really, it takes the pressure off of you, because all you're doing is sharing a book. So start creating the list. And then guess what? You're going to help Sally create her story. And she's going to have 3 steps that she's determined to help somebody create a healing home or get healthy or whatever it is you want to share. And then you say, let's open up your calendar. And that's what we're going to do here in a minute, guys, is we're going to look at our calendar. But Sally, let's get a date in that you're going to contact your friend, Susan, let's call her. Now, she may not just jump right in and have a class, because maybe she hasn't told enough people she's even doing it yet. She might have to pass out a few books first and get some interest built before she has her first class. But maybe she already has a lot of people interested, so you have to discern that. Or maybe you have a really cool friend who's doing a class and you can just invite your friend to that class. The other thing you might want to do now is, and what did I do with it? Is share the income disclosure with her. Just say, Sally, I just want to show you where this business can go. You can see we can go all the way to the top, but I want to share with you, let's get the first goal. Let's move to senior star. And she might say, well, how many people is that? Oh my gosh, deer in the headlights. Do you guys know? Deer in the headlights. Senior Star, if you look on your highlights, it's 2,000 organizational volume. $2,000 organizational volume. If everybody orders about 100 PV, how many people is that? 20, exactly. So can you and Sally and Susan come together and over the next couple of months find 20 people? It's pretty easy to do. So I always like to break it down into a math equation. And you can help that Sally get to Senior Star quite quickly. And guess what? If she equips Susie now to simply recommend to 5 more people, and then let's say they get another friend, George, and he starts recommending to 5 people, now you're on your way to executive. And if we look at our highlights, how much is the executive? You can see here, executive is right here, 4,000. You have to have 2 $1,000 legs. So 4,000 divided by 100 PV is 40 people, approximately. Some people purchase $150, so maybe it's less than that, but that would be a minimum. And so now you and Sally and Mary and George have worked to 20 people, and now if you each help 1 more, you're going to very quickly go to executive. Michelle, can I have you jump on here? You went to executive very quickly. 4 months? 4 months. Can you tell everybody and encourage everybody? Like, I know you hustled. It wasn't just you sat on your chair and wished it. You were out there, weren't you?
Yeah.
How many classes do you think you did?
Oh gosh, a lot. I think we did, I can't tell you how many. It was a lot. It was every week we were doing something. Sometimes we even had 3 a week. And we were doing the raindrop with the horses, but that's all I talk is oils. Anybody I come in contact to, whether they want to hear it or not, they're going to hear it because that's what I do now. So, and it's amazing because at first, when you first contact somebody, they might not be open to it, but the more you talk about it and the more they see, pretty soon they do come around pretty quickly, actually. So, don't give up on anybody. Just keep talking about it.
And then what's cool is when they come to the class, there's kind of a social proof there, isn't there? That's one of the advantages of having multiple people come, right?
Yeah, and I think too, when you were talking about, and I heard, I don't know her name, but saying that you use these oils, this is what you do. And I think that brings people more, you're not trying to sell it. You're telling them what it's done for you and the people around you. And I think that changes for people. I'll just give you a funny little story really quick. I went to get license tabs on my truck last week. And before I left, I had gotten a raindrop. And I stopped at the license bureau and they're like, Michelle, you smell like oils. And I'm like, yeah, I just had a raindrop. So I went into that whole thing. And as of tomorrow, I'm dropping them off information because their whole office wants to know about them. So that's how easy, I don't want to say it's easy because it's not, but once you start to do that stuff, and every opportunity, grab a hold of it.
That's fantastic. I love that. And you're so right. And people are going to ask you, why are you mailing out so many packages? Why do you smell like that? What are you doing? That kind of thing. And so if somebody says, what are you doing? Be ready. That's what your story's all about. Remember, not the whole story, your first 2 lines. Oh, Connie, what are you doing now? Oh my gosh, I started a small business that's just thriving. People are so interested in the 3 steps to create a healing home. It's really fun. You should come to our next class.
And it is that easy, Connie. It really is, because if you know, and you have the information with you all the time, so you're ready to go. And so that you don't lose them while you have them on fire, you get them as much information as you can, and you keep that going. You know, and the follow-up is extremely important, because it does show that you care, and you're not just, you know, trying to sell them something.
Exactly. And I think too, they respond to your passion and your consistency. And I love that you said you were doing it weekly, if not bi-weekly, sometimes 3 times a week. You were sharing, and you're running information to people. And it's a hustle game to get going. But once you get other people encouraged and equipped to begin sharing, it gets less and less of that. You know, where you're hyperventilating, but in the beginning, it's very much a hustle game. But congratulations on your fast advancement, and that your inspiration to others. Carrie, you did something really fun Karen, you did something really fun this week that I saw on Facebook to make it fun, and actually you got a lot of attention, because do you want to share what you did? That was probably very different for you.
So I went totally out of my comfort zone, and I turned into Lucy Libido, and I had her little black book, and I had so much fun. I got all dolled up. I went and I got my hair done. I bought the dress, and it was so much fun. It was awesome.
And see, and there again, because you made it fun, people are so busy and so stressed nowadays. And if you make this business stressful, so when I say hustle, I don't want you cringing. I want you like, oh my gosh, it's so fun to hustle. And so Karen has her kids and her day job and all of this, but she had so much fun because she made it fun for herself, and people responded. So I thought that was brilliant.
Thank you.
So, and way to go to have fun, and it shows the joy of this business too. That was a lesson I learned from my own kids, because they said, Mom, you're so serious, lighten up. So it's cool to have fun. Karen, you're going to say something else. Go ahead.
I'm in BNI in Bemidji, and it was just really, everyone was kind of talking about it today to me. So what did you do? So it's a great conversation, you know, especially when you put it out there on social media. And so now I get to follow up, and actually I got 2 reactivations today because people saw that. So that's pretty cool.
See, and they probably didn't even come to the class. They just saw it. Yeah. So well done. That's super, super cool. Okay, so now we do have to get serious, everybody.
Oh,
very serious. Okay. Oh, somebody had a question.
This is Megan.
Oh, hi, Megan.
There were 5 of us that went to Karen's class last week. Hold on one second. So we're having our own, she inspired us to do our own Lucy Libido class in a couple weeks. So thank you, Karen. We loved it.
Oh, that's so fun, you guys. So keep passing that along, and people respond to fun. Now, what's cool is Karen and Megan are what we call cross-line cousins. Okay, so now what's fun is Megan attended Karen's class, and now they're sharing back and forth. And it's really wonderful when we can come together with integrity and ethics, and make it, there's more power, there's more energy, there's more momentum when we do it together. And we learn from each other, and we're inspired by each other. So what a great team effort, you guys. That's really, really fun. And I know Leslie, you have a number of your group here tonight too. And Laura, maybe you want to chat a little bit about that too. You guys make it a lot of fun down in your area, and you really have all come together to get energy going.
Yeah, what we've been doing is trying to do classes to cover the whole southern state of Nevada. Leslie does them in Pahrump, and she invites all of her leaders and cross team. I do them in Henderson. I have one this weekend on Saturday called Sip and Share, and we're going to have wine, and we're going to focus on the oils and the beauty products. I thought it was appropriate since the launch of the kit is tonight. And then Jamie, someone that's in my cross line, she's doing a class next weekend. So we all are doing classes, and we're all attending each other's classes when we can and bringing someone with us. So we're all sharing in the teaching and the signing up.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. And I love that you say you show up, because that brings the energy, and there's more people sharing their stories and comments. So golly, well done, you guys. Way to bring the energy and momentum. That's super cool. Any other comments before we get to the nitty gritty tonight?
Connie, I just want to say I went to Karen's class too, and that was one of the best classes I'd ever been to. She did an amazing job, and thank you, Karen, for that, because it was a lot of fun.
You're welcome. I was so incredibly nervous the first like 10 minutes, and then everybody was like blank staring. I'm like jumping up and down. I'm like, come on. I was like, I can't get through this without people interacting.
You did an amazing job. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that comment.
I think so often people think it's like a classroom where you sit, you be quiet, you listen. And so I love that you said, hey, you guys, I can't do this without you having fun with me. So that's great. That's super cool. Angela, you've been doing some things down in Wisconsin. Do you want to share a little bit?
Hello.
Hi.
Actually, like my newest thing is that I have been basically like taking my oils, and my son is sort of like an elite athlete, and he's big into wrestling and football. So I've been like, anytime there's an injury on the mat or anything like that, I've been using the oils for everything. And I cannot believe the number of people that have become interested, to the point where now like the coaches want to start using the oils for the team and stuff. So this is like all of a sudden exploded, which is super exciting for me. And I am doing a campaign right now. And one thing that I'm working on, because my business sort of built awkwardly at first, so I am really reaching out to, just so that everybody knows who I am on my team. Not that everybody has to do that. I just like for everybody to know who their upline is. So I'm working on that, got my campaign going, and just really, I like, if you're the product, it's so easy to share. And that's what everybody is just it's clicking with everybody around here now that I'm like the oil girl. So a lot of stuff just within like the past 2 weeks has like exploded. So I'm super excited.
That is fantastic. Congratulations, Angela. And building with your kids' sports or activities, that's one of the things that I did too. And you can't help but share, and then everybody wants some, and then all the kids want some, and yeah, suddenly you're the oil mom. Yeah, so well done, and it's fun, isn't it? And then I also loved how you said that when you're using the product, it's just easy to share. So always remember that everybody doesn't have to do a big time business. If they love the product, they want to give recommendations and then show others how to set up an account, it's easy to do. And then just share with them as the enroller. That doesn't mean you have to do a big business, but Young Living gives you $25 to share with some education. Just 3 weeks or 4 weeks. You enrolled this person, you better serve them well and kind of guilt them into doing that. You will see that the continuation, the duplication keeps happening. And then it was funny because one of my best friends long ago, she was just sharing because she loved the oil so much. And one day she came to me and she said, "Did you know you can make money with this business?" And that's how it all started. And so you'll find that as well. Okay, so now let's get to the nitty-gritty part of tonight. We talked about this night 1, but I didn't want to post it because I didn't want to scare anybody off. And so I posted it tonight because we've had 3 classes now, and now we want to start pulling it together. Again, don't let this scare you, and don't show this to somebody straight out of the box. Remember, you're going to say, "Oh, it's easy as 1, 2, 3. Let me help you with your first classes." Go through that first. Let them enroll their first 5 people. And then you can start kind of getting a little bit more serious. As Megan said, she shares the income disclosure during the follow-up and to expose them that she is doing a good business and if they want to join her. So however you want to do that, that's awesome. But now this is just your guide. So if everybody ran that off, it's in the files of our Facebook group that we're all a part of. And I just want to walk through the steps here. Sorry, it's going to be kind of like a worksheet thing for just a minute, and then we'll get to the activity part. But step 1 says, create measurable goals. So if you're just starting, and let's say you only have yourself enrolled, your goal would be to enroll 2 people in February, let's say. On your way to enroll 5, but you're heading for 2 people first. So right now in January, your organizational volume is just you. Now, at the end of February, our goal is to enroll 2 people. Hopefully, they'll each get a starter kit. So now you're going to have 300 volume in February. That's kind of where we want to go. So on this sheet, it's saying step 1, you want to know the difference between a measurable goal and just kind of a goal you're throwing out there. So let me give you 2 examples. Which goal will create more success? This is a quiz. A, I will contact 2 people per day for 5 days and invite them to come to my house to experience the oils. Or, I will be silver by July. Letter A is the winner, right? I will contact 2 people a day for 5 days to experience the oils. Now that's an action goal. Now if I invite 2 people per day times 5 days, that's 10 people I invited. How many will probably show up? 2 or 3, but who cares? But you're inviting every day. That's an action goal. And this is a numbers game. So every day just set out to talk to 2 people. Now, you're not going to remember that some months the average is 2. Some months you might get 4. Some months you might get 0. Some months you might get the 2, but it averages out to 2 per month. So that's a goal that you'll want to set, is to talk to 2 people a day. I personally, what I did is I loaned out books every day, and I had 6 books out every week, and I just did that over and over again, and that's how I got people interested in talking more. And that's a little bit like what Michelle was doing. She was wearing her oils and they wanted information, so she's getting information to everybody to build more interest. So books are a wonderful thing to loan out. And I have a number of books in my library that I just put office copy, and then I can loan them out. So I have animal books, I have men's books, I have, you know, women's books. I have all sorts of things that I can loan out. But my favorites, Aroma Clean, the Nature's, Rediscovering Nature's Remedies, which is on systems. Or for those that are more science, I bought up the Nature's Remedies, which is more science driven. Not everybody's going to grab onto that, but you'll have science people too. So I just have those in my library as an investment. But remember, income producing activities is what's going to grow your business. So before we get into the income producing activities, I have here, these are the things that I'm going to measure. Now again, if you're just starting out, you do not have to do all 7 of these. These are what you're going to build to. But the first one, the number of people in your organization, that one you can do, because if you're the first person in January, now you want to add 2 in February or more and begin. And notice it says January, March, June, because we want all of you executive by June if you're just starting. If you're already silver and you're on here, you better be gold. If you are a senior star, you better be executive by June or silver. And how you get there is you'll loan out the books every week. You talk to people every week and talk to them about coming and hearing about the oils. Go ahead, Karen.
When you loan out your books, do you loan them out to people you know or people that, how do you get their contact information to get it back? I know we talked about, can I stop at your office and stuff like that, but
when I first started, I worked at the school district. So I loaned them, I mean, they're people I worked with when I started. There was a few people that saw me at the post office, and so I would loan, and I knew where they worked. You know, so it's usually, when I started, it was always people I knew from somewhere, you know. So I would pick them up at their office. I'd pick them up at school. I would say drop it off at the school office if it was somebody downtown. So that's what I did.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. Number 2 says the number of people I have personally enrolled. And the reason I have personally enrolled, because the next one says the number of new people total in my group. Because let's say I just enrolled Karen, and I personally enrolled 1. She's now part of my group, and she enrolled 2. That means there's 3 new people in my organization, even though, so it tells me now that I must have done a good job equipping Karen because she's already enrolling people. So if you have 10 people in your organization and no one's recommending, you have to think to yourself, they might just be product users, and that's okay. They might just be good customers. However, can you inspire them just to give a recommendation like they would a movie or a good restaurant? They don't have to do a big time business to give a recommendation. Because that's one of the most important things in this business is to duplicate. And if somebody else can be part of the cause with you, to be part of that movement of sharing the message, that's going to be the best part. Now, the next best part, let's go to Karen, since we used her example of her class. When she does her next class, does she want to continue making it all about Karen? No. So now Karen had a lot of fun, and there's a lot of people wanting her to do that class. But guess what Karen's going to do? If it's her downline member, she's going to say, let's do it together. Let's be Lucy and Linda Libido. And then do it together, because now she is what we say spotlighting another person to get them having fun, getting them used to doing it, and so on. Just like now when we went to Laura, she said, Leslie, Laura, Jamie, they've all gotten together and they've decided, let's keep doing these classes, support one another, and now they're getting other people involved with the classes. Now, it cannot just keep being Leslie, Laura, and Jamie. Now, Jamie wants to have somebody come alongside her. Laura wants to get somebody to come alongside her, Leslie, so that it's always bringing another person into that to spotlight and edify them. Does that make sense, everybody? So I know I just saw Vicki, you just kind of appeared on my screen here. Vicki, I know you, I'm gonna unmute you here. You are the emotions queen. Gravitate to you, and your personality matches that.
Oh, thank you.
You have that personality right away. People love and adore you. So now, as you have those classes all about the emotional oils, people are a little bit afraid to teach that because it's kind of specific, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you would very quickly, well, of course, you're going to do 101 classes, but like when you do special classes to add on to that, you want to have somebody maybe share one oil, and then another one of your team share a second oil, but you're generally running the class. And then next time, maybe they do 2 oils. But just kind of getting them involved in that so they can have a part of that and feel inspired as well to share.
Yes.
Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Awesome.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, so now we go down the list of what do we measure. Number 4 is the total organizational volume. So now as everybody's sharing and everybody's equipping others to share and do it along with them, now your organization is going to grow. So you're going to measure that in January, February, March, April, May, and June, because I want to see every one of you at a new rank here in the coming months. This is not lollygag 101. This is get your butt in gear and do it. We don't have lollygaggers on this team. We want to go for it. So you want to begin to grow. Now, this business grows like this: up, down, up a little further, down, up a little further and down, and then it ends up being an angle like this. Okay? If you're like this, where you go, you're not growing. That means you're not equipping others to do it too. You're not getting that team culture built where they feel like they can do it too. You want the angle to go up, good follow-up, steady, go up, good follow-up, steady, go up, good follow-up, steady it, go up, good follow-up, steady it. And then you keep growing. Now the 5, 6, and 7, that's for a little bit later, so I'm going to skip that. Step 2, how do you set the measurable goal? Well, we already talked about this a little bit. Your first goal, if you're brand new, we want to get you to senior star. That's 2,000 organizational volume. $2,000 divided by 100 PV is approximately 20 people. You're going to start moving towards 20 people. Now, here's the magic of this business. Your first year of this business, if you can get 5 people on board that love the product so much that they're willing to recommend just like you, year 1. And then you go and find help them to find their 5 people. So year 2, you have 25 plus the 5, that's 30. And then if you conservatively, those 25 are equipped, now you're going to have 125 your 3rd year. And then if you continue to model and those other people are now modeling, that 125 is going to be 625 people. You're going to be well on your way past gold. But you got to do it rhythmic. But 5 people your first year. But I'm telling you guys, go for it. Start doing it your first month. There's people on here who've already hit executive and silver in less than 5 months. So you can do it too. But I'm saying if you do it the slow way, in 4 years, you're still going to have a career business. But you got to be consistent and steady. But why not do it fast? It's more fun. So then when somebody gets to senior star, then executive is your 4,000. Again, 2 legs of 1,000. You divide that by 100. That's each leader has to get 10 people. Leader 1 gets 10, leader 2 gets 10, and then you're going to get 10 to 20, and you're going to be executive. It's fun. It's a math equation. When you run your paper off, the next step 3 is assess your skills. Oh, wait, I skipped a part. I'm going to back up. The rest of part 2 is your weekly calendar, and this is the most important part. Does everybody have a calendar? You should have a, oh, good. Okay, so you have your planner, okay? And then you're going to stick these activities that are right at the top. These are the activities that are going to grow your business. As Michelle said, the first one says give 2 45-minute presentations a week. 2. Now, I think I shared with you when I first started, I did 2 every week, Tuesday, Thursday, Tuesday, Thursday. Once in a while, a Monday, Thursday, but it was usually Tuesday, Thursday for a year. There's 52 weeks in a year times 2. Guess what happens when you do over a 90 classes? Yeah. So that's where some of you on this call, that's where you're going. That's why you're already executive and silver, because you have been doing those classes. And you can do them online. You can do them in person. You can do them however you wish, but do the presentations. That's the only way you're going to grow. There are people coaching online who say you never have to do a class. Well, I'll tell you what, ask them how successful they are. I guarantee you, they didn't really build a business if they're out there saying that. You have to give education or it won't sustain. So the second part of the weekly calendar, in the calendar, remember we said you're going to invite 2 people for 5 days, Monday through Friday, just keep inviting. The third thing, you're going to follow up with those 2 people. Just like Sarah said, she talked to her first person. Lady was very excited because Sarah was excited. Now she's going to follow up, and that's probably going to be the time she enrolls. This time you're going to ask her, would you like to set that up right now? That's how you get them to, let's just do it right now. Okay? And then again, you can look at the next 2, but that comes later. If you're just starting, don't even look at that, okay? You're going to get 2 classes in your calendar. You're going to keep inviting and loaning out tools to get interest. And then you're going to follow up with them and make sure that they get started with their oils or their Thieves line or their Ninja Red. And then you are on your way to building a business. Now, step 3 is all the skills. But remember, When Sally first starts, you're not going to say you got to read 14 books and learn 7 skills and multiply that by 3 times and, you know, and scare her away. No, this comes later. Once Sally has enrolled her first 5 people, now you're going to start talking to her about, you know, nobody showed up. Oh, Sally, we need to talk a little bit about inviting. Let's talk about that. That's a skill. And then talk about, well, let's make a plan. How can we build that interest? How can we build value? How can we make connection? And then the presentation, that's where she follows the little field books. Easy peasy, right? And then at the bottom here, I give you some resources for the business. And then on the following page, I have ask yourself some questions. This is how we duplicate. So let me quiz you right now. Number 1, who am I showing how to share Young Living simply by using the small field books? Have you showed somebody this week how to do that? Number 2, who am I showing how to build interest by simply loaning out a book and getting it back? Number 3, who am I showing how to do a simple class using the field books? Number 4, who am I showing after they have enrolled their first person how to follow up by using the launch kit package by sending first the welcome book, then the aroma home book, and so on. The key point, once you have shown them how to have a simple one-on-one or a small class, and they have enrolled and followed up their first 5 people, guess what? They are independent. They can now do it themselves. And tell them that. I think I told you that, Sarah, right? My job is to make you independent as quickly as possible. And now, once they do that, though, let them know, though, they can text you, they can call for moral support and get them going. But you, hand in hand, are going to walk them through to get their first 5 people. But after that, then you're a support person, just like a basketball coach. If I'm coaching basketball, you're the one that has to dribble it down and make the basket and win. I'm on the coach telling you, yes, dribble, 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 shoot. And then you're going to score. So create things that duplicate. Don't do a class that doesn't duplicate. Don't make it too complicated. And the last page is on a little bit more on business orientation, but that comes later. Don't worry about it. These are all things just to kind of guide you. But as new startups, only worry about this front page and the top of page 2. That's all you need to worry about right now. Okay, that was the hard part. So this class ends now with the big question. Am I a great sponsor? Please write that down. Am I a great sponsor? Am I doing activity? Am I sharing my story and modeling? Am I focused and determined? Do I have deep belief? Am I reliable? Am I casting a vision that this is fun and we can do it together? I see greatness in you. You may not see it in yourself, but I see it in you. Let's be consistent. Let's get your first 5 people enrolled, and you will be off and running. Guess what, everybody? People do not want to be enrolled with a dabbler. People do not want to follow a dabbler. People leave a dabbler. If you are in this business, be committed. Be committed to the business, be committed to the cause, be committed to your story, be committed to what you are setting forth and determined to do. And they will follow you. People will go miles to see someone on fire. They don't even care what you say as long as you say it with passion. But they're watching you. You want to be consistent, you want to be disciplined, and you want to show them that this is changing your lifestyle in some way. And most of all, you want to have integrity. There's abundance for all. So I'm going to leave you with that note, is every day ask yourself, am I a good sponsor? Now, you don't have to be like the most amazing person in the history of Young Living. You just have to be committed and filled with gratitude and filled with love and take care of your people, and they will love you back. And they will be loyal to you for years and years to come because you have loved them and you've been filled with gratitude. So am I a good sponsor?